Chief Advisor inaugurates World Environment Day and Environment Fair, urges all not to use plastic products. National Consensus Commission proposes to form a recruitment committee for constitutional and statutory bodies, withdrawing NCC proposal. Evidence of Pilkhana carnage destroyed to divert it into different narrative. Involvement of B then political leaders also found, says National Independent Investigation Commission. Process of establishing democratic institutions and its proper practices yet to begin. Mob justice appeared as an enemy of humanity, says Tariq Rahman. Iran passes bill to suspend IAEA ties. US bombing fails to completely destroy Iran's nuclear facilities, information from leaked intelligence reports. And Bangladesh scored 220 for 8 wickets at the end of the first day of the Colombo Test against Sri Lanka. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Tuli Komulika Das, welcoming you all to News at 10. You have just heard the highlights, now let's move on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus urged all to avoid usages of one-time plastic items to protect environment and planet. He said this at a function as the chief guest at the Bangladesh-China Friendship Conference Center, marking the World Environment Day in the capital today. Professor Yunus inaugurated the Environment Fair 2025 and the National Tree Plantation Campaign and Tree Fair 2025 at the function. The chief advisor said the humans are destroying nature, but they could not realize that the nature also has a destructive mood. Highlighting the adverse impacts of plastic on the planet, he said that plastic is accelerating climate crisis, natural disasters and biodiversity destruction. The chief advisor said the country's water bodies and biodiversity are being destroyed for lack of proper plastic management. About the longevity of plastic in nature, he said everything has a lifespan, but the plastic is such a thing that has no death. Professor Yunus urged the young generation to come forward in addressing the climate crisis.
প্লাস্টিক ব্যবস্থাপনা ঠিকঠাক না থাকায় পৃথিবীর জলাশয়গুলো পলিথিন আর প্লাস্টিকে ছেয়ে গেছে, জীববৈচিত্র্য ধ্বংসের মুখে পড়ছে। এই এমন এক জিনিস প্লাস্টিক, যার জন্ম আছে মৃত্যু নাই, এই হলো তার বৈশিষ্ট্য। পৃথিবীর সব কিছুর মৃত্যু আছে, তার মৃত্যু নাই। এসব ক্রমাগত বাড়ে। আমি দেশের সকল নাগরিকের প্রতি ওয়ান টাইম প্লাস্টিক পণ্য ব্যবহার বন্ধ করে দেওয়ার জন্য আবেদন করছি। এর প্রাথমিক পদক্ষেপ হিসেবে আমি ইতিমধ্যে সরকারি সকল কার্যালয়কে একটি সুনির্দিষ্ট সময়সীমার মধ্যে ওয়ান টাইম প্লাস্টিকের ব্যবহার বন্ধ করার নির্দেশ দিচ্ছি। তরুণরাই আমাদের নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ার স্বপ্ন দেখতে অনুপ্রাণিত করেছে। এই তরুণ প্রজন্মই ইতিহাসের সবচেয়ে শক্তিশালী, সবচেয়ে সৃজনশীল তরুণ প্রজন্ম। আমি দেশের তরুণ সমাজের প্রতি আহ্বান জানাই, জলবায়ু সংকট মোকাবেলায় এবং পরিবেশ দূষণ রোধে তোমরা তোমাদের কার্যকর ভূমিকা অবশ্যই রাখবে। নিজের মধ্যে এমন সংকল্প করতে হবে যে আজ থেকে আমি আমার দৈনন্দিন জীবনে কার্বন নিঃসরণ শূন্যতে নিয়ে আসব। কয়েকটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ নদীকে দখল দূষণমুক্ত করার কাজ মন্ত্রণালয় শুরু করে যেতে পারবে বলে আশা করি। আমরা আশা করি নতুন প্রজন্ম এই শহরেই দূষণমুক্ত নদী দেখতে পাবে। ঢাকা শহরের পাশেই দেখবে পূর্বাচল বন।
Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Sardar Rizwana Hassan and Environment Secretary Dr. Farhina Ahmed also spoke at the event. At the function distributed the National Environment Award, the National Wildlife Conservation Award and the National Tree Plantation Award among the recipients in recognition of their outstanding contributions to protection of environment and conservation of wildlife. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus inaugurated the Environment Fair 2025 and the National Tree Plantation Campaign and Tree Fair 2025 by planting a sapling at the Bangladesh-China Friendship Conference Center premises. German Ambassador to Bangladesh H.M. Troster paid a farewell call on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House, Jamuna, today. During the meeting, the Chief Advisor warmly congratulated Ambassador Troster on the successful completion of his assignment and expressed appreciation for his efforts in strengthening Bangladesh-Germany relations. The Chief Advisor underscored Germany's vital role as Bangladesh's largest trading partner in Europe and acknowledged its continued development assistance. He also expressed particular appreciation for Germany's humanitarian support for the Rohingya population. SDG Coordinator and Senior Secretary Lamia Murshid and Director General of the West Europe and EU at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mohammad Musharraf Hussain, were present during the meeting. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus urged Meta, which operates several social media and communication platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Messenger and WhatsApp, to find an effective way to combat disinformation that disrupts social harmony and spreads hatred. The Chief Advisor made the comment when VP Public Policy Simon Milner and Public Policy Manager at Meta Rujan Sarwar met Chief Advisor at the State Guest House, Jamuna, today. Milner said they were ready to engage with the interim government of Bangladesh to counter disinformation, especially ahead of the upcoming general election next year. The Chief Advisor said that Meta platforms, especially Facebook, have the potential to promote business growth, but at the same time, they can be potentially dangerous provided they do not maintain ethical standards. Chief Advisor Special Assistant on Post Telecommunications and Information Technology Faiz Ahmed Tayyib was among others present on the occasion. The Higher Secondary Certificate HSC and Equivalent Examinations 2025 will begin simultaneously across the country tomorrow. This year, a total of 12,51,111 examinees will appear in HSC examination. Among the candidates from 11 education boards, 6,18,015 are male and 6,33,096 are female. There are 10,55,398 candidates under the General Education Board. Besides, 86,102 will take part in the examination under the Madrasa Education Board and 1,09,611 under the Technical Education Board. This year, the total number of examination centers across the country is 2,797. A total of 293 candidates will take part in the examination at 8 centers outside the country. The number of total education institutions is 9,314. The Ministry of Education has informed that all types of coaching centers will remain closed across the country until August 15th. Legal action will be taken against anyone who disobeys the instructions and keeps coaching centers open. The National Independent Investigation Commission on the BDR killings has revealed that the then political leaders were found to be involved in the Pilkhana massacre. The Commission disclosed the information today at a press conference in the capital. Commission's chairman, retired Major General ALM Fazlur Rahman, said that involvement of political leaders of that time has been found in the Pilkhana killings. However, in the interest of the investigation, he could not disclose any names. He alleged that the then investigation committee had shown gross negligence regarding the Pilkhana massacre. Fazlur Rahman also alleged that the media diverted the issue. If military measures had been taken in time, the scale of the killings could have been reduced, he added. About progress of the investigation, the Commission chief said that testimony from 158 individuals has already been recorded, while testimony from 50 more is still pending. Fugitive Awami League leaders Mirza Azam and Jahangir Kabir Nanak have submitted written testimony in connection with the Pilkhana massacre, he added. The International Crimes Tribunal has granted 1 week's time to A.Y. Mashuzaman, appointed as amicus curiae, to prepare for the contempt of court case against the ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The 3-member tribunal headed by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Majumdar gave the order today. The other 2 members of the tribunal are Justice Muhammad Shafiul Alam Mahmood and Justice Mohitul Haq Inam Chaudhry. Earlier, State Counsel A.Y. Mashuzaman had requested the tribunal for a 1-week preparation time. In the same case, State Defence Counsel Aminul Goni Titu verbally withdrew himself from the case at the tribunal today. In his place, Advocate Amir Hussain was appointed by Tribunal 1. Later, Prosecutor Ghazi M.H. Tamim told journalists that the International Crimes Tribunal 1 has fixed the next hearing of the case on 2nd of July. Delegation of Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami held a meeting with Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin. A 3-member delegation led by Jamaat's Assistant Secretary General Hamidur Rahman Azad took part in the meeting at the Election Commission office this morning. After the meeting, Hamidur Rahman Azad briefed journalists. He said the notification issued by the Election Commission, which restored Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami's registration and party symbol in accordance with the Supreme Court's verdict, has given the general public a ray of hope. Hamidur Rahman Azad added that this proves falsehood and injustice can never be permanently suppressed. Home Advisor Lieutenant General Retired Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry said that the government is pledged bound to curb drugs and corruption from the country. The advisor said this while distributing check of government grant for upgrading the standard of non-government drug addiction treatment and rehab center at the Secretariat today. Stressing on creating social awareness to eliminate drugs from the Home Advisor said the 2 main enemies of the country are drugs and corruption. Bangladesh joins the international community in observing the United Nations International Day in support of victims of torture on this solemn occasion. Torture is a grave violation of human rights and an affront to the dignity of a human being. The Chief Advisor said it has no place in a just society and it must never be tolerated under any circumstances. Today, we honor the courage and resilience of the thousands of survivors in Bangladesh who bear the scars of grievous torture and dehumanizing cruelty, and the many other survivors around the world. Torture and ill treatment were used as tools of repression, often targeting political opponents, dissenting voices, and vulnerable during the autocratic rule of Sheikh Hasina from 2009 to 2024. He said, since taking office, we have taken concrete steps to confront this legacy and build a rights-respecting state grounded in accountability and justice. One of the first international treaties the interim government signed was the International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearances, signifying our commitment to preventing and addressing enforced disappearances, which involves the abduction or detention of individuals by state agents or affiliated groups without acknowledgement. Violent frenzy mob justice has appeared as an enemy of humanity. It will endanger the atmosphere to build democratic culture. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman said this in a statement today on the occasion of International Day Against Torture. He said although fascism has been eliminated from the country, the process of establishing democratic institutions and its proper practices is yet to begin. Tariq Rahman further said that during the authoritarian rule of Awami League, Bangladesh was transformed into an all-encompassing state. Democracy must be made dynamic and its continuity must be maintained so that the revival of a one-dimensional state does not occur again, he added. Li Jiangzhou, Minister of the International Department of the Communist Party of China, CPC, has expressed interest in reaching a political understanding with the BNP. He conveyed this interest during a meeting yesterday with the visiting high-level BNP delegation. The CPC welcomed BNP's clear stance on the One China policy. BNP congratulated Chinese President Xi Jinping for the Belt and Road Initiative, which was described as revolutionary and extraordinary for global and Chinese development and public welfare. At the meeting, the BNP also expressed hope for greater Chinese involvement in development projects related to Bangladesh infrastructure and employment generation. National Consensus Commission (NCC) has withdrawn itself from the proposal of the National Constitutional Council attaching priority to the opinion of the political parties. Instead, proposal has been made to form a recruitment committee for constitutional and statutory institutions. Besides, changes were also made to the structure of the newly proposed committee. National Consensus Commission Vice President Professor Ali Riaz informed these at the 6th day second phase meeting between National Consensus Commission and the political parties at Foreign Service Academy in the capital today. He said that this committee will only administer the recruitment procedure of the constitutional and statutory institutions. Appointment procedures of Attorney General and 3 forces chiefs will not be included in the committee, besides representatives from various political parties including BNP, Jamaat, NCP, Gano Adhikar Porishad, Gano Shanghati, Bangladesher Communist Party and AB Party talked after the discussion. Now moving on to the international news.